Yeah, hi. Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to talk. I know previously some of the videos I created, I used the the mics and everything to do it. I didn't use my phone, but then I decided to use my phone itself and then upload the videos. Um, so in this topic, I just wanted to say how like me, uh, I came here 2 3 decades back, 2.5 decades back. I came here, and how I'm struggling here at late 50s without a job, and how we, as an Indian, as a U.S. citizen, how I'm struggling. I just wanted to make people understand. I created a video in Tamil, and this is in English. So I want people to understand back in India as well as back here in America, all the Indians who are on H1B, current H1B, and how they are. And there are some people who are successful in America who came. There are some people who had personal family problems. They went through a lot of difficulties and they had to struggle. They lost money in different ways. I mean, I don't want to go into my personal details, not in gambling or nothing like that. It's just, and I worked very hard. I worked like, I used to start my job. Sometimes if I'm working from home, the last couple of years, I start my job at 6:30 and I'll go till, night 10 o'clock also. I'm a very hard worker. I have a good work ethic and I work really hard. Um, I tend to make sure that I do my job to the best of my ability. And all my jobs, what I have got here in America, I've almost had 20 jobs over the last 27 years or 15, no, more than 15 jobs probably. But each of the job gave me different reasons for me to move, which I'll get into details. And I've never worked with Indians along my side. Very one company or two company I would have worked along with Indians, but other than that, I worked, you know, mostly with the Americans, and I worked very hard. I make sure that I get my job done and everything. And now in March, I was laid off for certain reasons which I cannot disclose here because I have something's going on with the government which I'm going to, I'm working with the government to go against the company which I was laid off. So I cannot disclose many details here. So, and I've never worked for any of these Indian companies like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, Cognizant, everything. And they won't hire me also because they want to hire only H1B workers. So I do not know what is the reason why I would want to work for an Indian company in America when I can work directly for American companies. I mean, I worked in 15 different American companies. All my jobs are direct recruitment. I've been interviewed. I've gone some companies. I've gone 6 7 rounds of interviews and I've got job offers. I have all the offer letters for the last 15 years in many companies. I always have 2 3 job offers and I pick and choose which one I want to uh, go and work for. But I think I've chosen a wrong company which I've chosen, which is why it was not a great fit for me in most of the companies. Many of them, get intimidated because of my work ethic as well as the technical knowledge I bring. So due to which I think sometimes there's some kind of friction in the job between either my co-workers or the managers or something like that, because they are intimidated by my experience. As I say, as I'm saying, I didn't come to America without any experience. I didn't lie on my resume and came here. No, I worked in the Middle East. I worked in Malaysia. I worked in Singapore. Then came from to America. So I worked in several other countries. With experience, I came to America, and also I worked in India. So I always one thing is I always worked hard, self-learning. Nothing. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know networking. I don't network with people. I don't have any influence anywhere. I don't get a job because I knew somebody there. No. But that's what I'm trying to say is because all these big IT companies like Infosys, Wipro, and TCS are getting major contracts with US corporations, and they're penetrating into them. And so those corporations directly hiring American citizens, the American companies, they are the ones who are making the mistakes. Okay, or long-term Indian immigrants who have deep knowledge of this country. These outsourcing companies bring in their own people from India, control the contracts, and even decide who gets hired. They have their own network, they have their own clicks, which I already mentioned earlier. So after 26 years of working in America, a US citizen, if I have to interview, I have to be interviewed with someone sitting in India working for Infosys or other companies. How does that feel for a guy who has worked in America for 27 years and he needs to be interviewed by somebody from India, and he's going to make a decision about my fate? And I know about the Indian managers or Indian guys who interview. They have an attitude. First of all, that's not how it works in America. I've been interviewed by many American managers. Very nice, professional. Some are not good, very nice people. They interview up to the point. If they like you, they like you. If they don't like you, fine, that's gone. But they are professionally, they're hiring. It's not that they dig deep down into your technical knowledge and say, oh, you know this, you know that, this. No. They know what to ask questions. They know how to ask questions. They know how to uh, interview the person. They know sometimes some people might know many things. Sometimes people might not know. But that's not. But Indian managers or Indian guys who are interviewing for jobs, I see they have an attitude. First of all, quit that damn freaking attitude you guys are bringing to this country. I was interviewed recently by one guy from India for a job in Texas, in Dallas. He has an attitude. His last name was Patel. He had an attitude. Quit your damn freaking attitude when you come to this country. Try to be a human being. Okay? And, I'm at my late 50s. I've done DNS, I've done DHCP, I have migrated, networks and done infrastructure so much you guys have not even dreamt of. I would have built thousands of servers. Y'all would not have done it. I would have built thousands of Windows servers, application servers, backup systems, SQL servers. So many things I would have done. Y'all don't even know what I would have done. My experience goes, it'll go up to 30, 40 pages. That's how my experience is. That's how much I have done in my career. So some of these recruiters even ask unnecessary information like your 4 digits, all these Indian recruiters of your social security. I don't know why. Then have the Indian leaders have thought how we are struggling here in this country when we don't have a job, or how we are, some people are successful, some people have saved money, some people, as I said earlier, they would have money or they might do some other business also on the side. Like a guy like me, I have only a job. If my wife is not working, I have only one income. I have to raise my family, I have to do everything on my own, and all these things. So, I might not have that much of savings. So, have the Indian leaders or have the other Indians who are in India, have they looked at it, how we can pay our mortgage? How do we cover up car payments if you don't have a job, insurance, groceries, electricity bills, phone bills? For many of us, this is survival. And the guys who come here, they have some cultural responsibility also abroad. When Indians come abroad, we have to remember to respect the culture of the country we live in. Yes, we should celebrate our festivals, but don't block roads or disturb public spaces. You know, uh, don't make it look like we are trying to turn another country into another India. Integration and respect are important. You have to integrate with them. Now, I think they are bringing cricket here. They started having cricket pitches here and started playing cricket, including the damn big CEOs, the Satya Nadella, Google CEO, Sundar Pichai. All these guys are forming cricket teams. And many frauds and scams are done by Indians here in this country, damaging India's image. Everyday Americans, especially the elderly, are getting calls from fake call centers in India asking them for money, pretending to be tech support, or even taking over their computers, or threatening they are the IRS or FBI or this one and that one, and they're trying to scam people in America. These scams are destroying trust, and innocent Indians abroad are paying the price. Like me, who have a 9 to 5 job, or I work from 7 to 5 or more, and I lead a honest, decent life, but I cannot get ahead in my life because I'm leading a decent and honest life. So these scammers are making our life more difficult, and they're damaging India's image. So my request is the government officials in India should crack down these scam call centers in India. Set up strict laws to prevent exploitation. And mostly important, think about the outsourcing giants that are affecting not only Americans but also Indians who have lived here for decades, paid taxes here, raised families here, now cannot find work. I just want to close this, not about blaming one side or the another. It's about fairness, respect, and responsibility for both countries. Build opportunities in India, but don't let practices here create unemployment and suffering for Indians abroad who have already built their lives in America. Because of these influx, okay, now let's say 85,000 people come in from Bangladesh every year into India, or from Sri Lanka into India and take your jobs, or from some other country. 85,000 every year people are coming. Let's say they come into tech sector and take jobs in your tech companies, and you don't have a job. What will you do? And these big companies are fraudulent companies. They're looking for making money and not really. That's known. India is known for frauds, fraudulent things that they do. That's why we don't have a good name anywhere we go. We need to correct this. We need to make sure that we are doing things in a way that we don't spoil our name in other countries. That's why people are just not wanting us anywhere. And don't let these kind of things spoil those who are good, honest working people, hard working people who already have established their lives in other countries. Because 30 years back, your leaders did not have any jobs for us. We had to move out of the country. Many people moved to the Middle East, Gulf countries. Many people moved somewhere else. Many people moved to America. So we didn't have any jobs when we graduated. And our education system is itself is screwed up. It's like rote learning. You by heart and spit it on the exam. If you don't know how to by heart memorize and spit it on the exam, you're not a good student. That's not the way it is in other countries. Okay, so the education system is screwed up so badly. And we say we are the greatest people. How many? I mean, I have one person, I don't want to name the company in South. He runs a company, a cheese factory he built, a big company. He said, I cannot find proper chemical engineers or engineers, to build these things here in India, and I had to go to Europe and bring engineers from there and experts like cheese experts and chemists and all those things to, create different forms of cheese. So, do we understand that what we are just churning out engineers and doctors were not qualified? And I would disagree with people who are fighting in Tamil Nadu for NEET. I think NEET is a good thing that it should be there because it helps to bring the best doctors in our country. When you are in, if it's like IIT, the entrance is like IIT or for NEET, then I think we are trying to bring in the best to the country. So there's no use Tamil Nadu fighting against NEET. And I would disagree with that, whoever is fighting against NEET. So it's a good thing that is there. And of course, not everybody can get into IIT. So it's difficult. And why all the IITs have to come to America? Why can't they build a Microsoft in India? As I mentioned earlier, a big company, Google in India, or companies like that in India, and provide opportunities to our country itself, people there. I just want to end this. I want to thank you for listening to this, and I hope you can follow my channel. It's not just to make money in YouTube or anything. I'm not making any money. I don't even have many subscribers. I hope you can subscribe if you need more information. But I'm doing a truthful channel where I'm giving you the exact things of my perspective of how life is and not the way people think and behave. So I hope you'll like it. And if you want to subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be a part of it for my future videos, you're welcome. If you want to comment something, you can comment. But I just want to end this video. I'll continue sharing my perspective and real stories about what's happening on the ground and how life is difficult for certain people, certain Indian immigrants itself in this country. And not all life is not all rosy in America as people think in India. Thank you.